Yo, it's Bleazy the Monster Producer, and today we are going to be working on how to export your beat. In order to get a high quality beat, make sure you get the highest quality exporting you need. So let's go on this. Okay, this is you go to export wave, and this is if you want to export your wave. Okay, let's say example. I save it as example. Okay, sorry, I have something with that name before. So when it comes to project type mode, make sure it's always on song selection, and tail should be cut remainder. I always leave it on cut remainder because I always want my beat to stop where I want it. If I needed a space or headroom at the end, I'll put it on my own. I always want it to stop where I keep it. So please pardon me, forget about the background noise you're hearing. Someone asked for this, so I had to do it very fast. Because they needed it, so I had to drop this tutorial just in case anyone has been wondering something like that. So I'm doing this at home, so just forget about the background noise. All right. Okay, this is the length. Once you choose the cut remainder, if you want maybe a little headroom or space towards the end, that is this leave remainder. We also use it at times, but when it comes to exporting, especially mastering audios, I just want to leave it here like this at cut remainder. Then we also have the wrap remainder. This is actually mostly for loop, I guess. So if you want, like, your loops, you want it to wrap towards the ending, and so on and so forth. So we leave it at cut remainder, and you see the length, the total time, and the space it takes on your computer. Okay, leave it at wave. This wave is let me say the highest quality you would want to leave it, because if you are exporting it to your sound engineers platforms and other places, maybe digital platforms and etc, you would want to leave it at wave. But if you want it on mp3, it depends on the platform. Just always make sure you cross check to make sure you see the required stuff that is needed, the format that is needed. Okay, the output format matters a lot, so whatever format that is needed, you can always pick them. They're FLAC, mid, and OGG. So, and we'll come to the wave depth. Okay, always you want to leave it at 24 bits. 24 bits is a high quality. If you want to leave it at 16 bit, then probably you might be needing your dithering, but leave it at 24 bits. Stereo. And this mp3 bitrate, in case you were wondering how should I leave it, mp3 bitrate is only when you are exporting the mp3, you are exporting the format as an mp3. Okay, as an mp3 file, so you would need this bitrate, and just always leave it at 320 kilobyte per second. Okay, because that is the highest you want it. Okay, but right now we are exporting as wave because most times you want to export as wave because of places you want to use it. Okay, so that is for that. And when you are using the OGG, you have this one. When you are using the FLAC, you have this one. When you are using the mid, that is it. So it comes to quality matters a lot. Quality matters a lot. You want to take the highest quality, but you can go for the lower ones, but anything above 64 points is good for you. Okay, but if you think your system or your computer is a little bit slow and it's not working so fast, then you can go for maybe 16, 24 and all that. The average quality, if you check it, you see them. All right, so we're going for the highest, which is 512 points. Then make sure your HQ for all plugins and your polyphony, maximum polyphony, is always checked. Okay, you don't need this dithering unless you are exporting on MP3 and maybe on 16 bits. You need the dithering, but even if I'm exporting, I don't use my dithering, because if you're mastering with the ozones and all that mastering stuff, you know, I'm not really a mastering engineer, but to God be the glory, we're trying, you know. So if you need it, those mastering plugins or softwares have their dithering. They are going to do that, so there's no need taking your dithering unless you are not using that. And this is for, and it comes in case you're wondering, maybe you pulled your own up and you're seeing it this way. Don't get scared, there's nothing wrong. You just have to click this place, click them, and you see everything I just said. You see them. So when it comes to this place, make sure you always enable your master effect. Of course, you want your master effect to always come out, so you get the sound, the exact sound you're hearing. And please, it depends. When you are exporting, you always make sure if you're exporting to your sound engineer, maybe a mix engineer that is going to mix the whole stuff, make sure you are asking to know if you should enable the master effect, because some of them, they don't just want you to enable it. Okay, so that is for mix engineers. You can always ask for that. Make sure you enable this, your insert effects. These things are really necessary. You have to make sure you are doing it. They are really necessary. And trim your PDC silent. Make sure this is always checked. It has to be on. Okay, I'll show you guys on our next tutorials on how to export for mixing. If you're sending to a mix engineer, I'll do that on my next tutorial, maybe before the week runs out. These are the three main things you need. These are the major stuffs you need when it comes to this aspect. Then you can decide to save your tempo information. If you're making a loop, then you can save the loop maker and the playlist maker. But for now, these are the three major things you need. Then you can add your save tempo information or the playlist maker. And this is render background. Rendering in background means maybe you want to do other stuff, you can't wait for the whole thing to load. Maybe it's going to be slow or stuff like that. You make sure you can just render in background while you do other stuff, but it's going to be slower, mind you. It's going to be slower, don't forget that. Okay, but if you want to start it, so immediately you start it, you see that it will just start. So that is that. You see, we've already exported it, and if you want to see the file, you see that is just it. You can just go to wherever place you choose to export it to. That is where you'll find it. And if you really did it the way I said it and discovered that okay, your sound is a little bit different, then you have to check your mix. Something is definitely, either something is wrong with your mix or it's wrong with the sound system you're using to listen to it. So always check. That is why you are your producer. Always make sure you try to get your pro sound during your mixing and everything. Okay, when you're making your beat, that is when the whole thing is mostly arranged before exporting. Okay, so that is how it is. And make sure you are always checking your sounds. It's important. Okay, checking what you use. Just make references. You listen. If you're listening with your headphone after working, listen to other reference tracks with your earpiece or headphones or your laptops or whatever you're using. Just check other things. You have to make references with other instrumentals and other things. Check how it sounds on your system before complaining or saying yours is not perfect. Always check your sound and make sure the system is okay, because sometimes our sound and media players, they are not properly how do I call it, the settings maybe you might have tempered with some of your settings. So always make references with other tracks and see how it sounds on your system or your headphone or your speakers. Then listen to it somewhere else, maybe your phones, which does not have the high end and just the low end. So just listen with your phones, if possible radio, whatsoever you think it's okay for you. Just make references just to know the perfect sound you're getting from a professional sound and what you're getting from yours. It will enable you to know where you are missing it. Okay, then please, thank you. I will say God bless you for my new subscribers, because we just started the channel and I will be posting lots of amazing stuff. You know, Bleazy, I always post amazing stuffs. Okay, and make sure you're subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my new YouTube channel and click the bell notification so you get every single thing I'm going to be posting. And whatever you want me to give a tutorial on or remake or whatsoever you want to pack and stuff like that, you can just hit me up on my Gmail at bleazybeatz.com at gmail.com and hit me with my phone numbers and whatsoever. I will always do it. You can always make sure you drop a comment. Okay, thank you, peace out, God bless.